Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Miguel.
This is the Didn't Anyone Mention podcast. What do you got for me today?
I guess, yeah.
Seem like okay, right off the top of your head, have you ever heard of the Busby's Death Chair?
Busby's?
I don't know if it's pronounced Busby's or Busby's or Busby's,
Busby's?
Busby's
Boobies?
or
No,
Boobies.
I have not.
It could be. You don't even have a guess.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, to give you a hint, it is a haunted chair. So, the tale of the Busby or Booby or Busby chair, um, as it's sometimes called, or the chair of death.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I know.
That's a pretty heavy
So,
name.
this is a cursed piece of furniture that has a history that's dripping with bad luck.
Dripping.
Dripping, sobbing.
Dang.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're fancy.
And there is enough ghost stories around it that are kind of funky.
Just kind of funky if it has the name of Death Chair. feel like it would be plenty funky.
Well, let's just say that there are 6 different stories that corroborate with this chair.
6?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
So
666.
it could be. Who knows?
Can't get any more.
Right?
Or it needs to get what 660 more.
Honestly, yeah, it probably could be. It's in a museum now.
It's not gonna get any more.
So you might be thinking to yourself, this fucking chair, what does it have to do with anything?
Tell me.
So the origin begins in the late 1800s with a man named Thomas Busby.
Well,
That's what we're going with.
I figured it had to have had somebody. It had to have had somebody's name included in that.
We're gonna go with his name.
Busby.
The last name is Busby.
Busby.
That's what we're going with. Okay.
BB.
He was a petty thief and an innkeeper in North Yorkshire, England,
Dang.
living near the small village of Kirby Wisk.
Kirby Whisk.
I think that's how you say that.
I like it. Sounds good.
Busby had a reputation for being a drunk and a troublemaker. His wife, Elizabeth, was the daughter of the criminal partner, Daniel Auty.
Okay.
I don't know much about Daniel Auty. We might have to
But
look him
he's
up.
a criminal.
Yeah, criminal partner. Yep.
So wait, his wife was a partner?
His wife was the daughter of the criminal partner, Daniel Auty.
Oh, his wife is a daughter. Okay, I thought you said his wife was a partner, and I was like, damn, he's just letting his wife run off with this other guy? Dang, that's insane. Okay, so she's a daughter. Okay.
Yes, she is. And the chair's curse allegedly started when Busby murdered Auty, his wife. The story goes.
Damn, he killed a freaking criminal's wife. That's a bold move.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
Bold.
So the story goes that Auty and Busby got into a heated argument after Auty sat in Busby's favorite chair. You can take a guess what the fuck that chair was.
Recliner.
No, it was like a it was like a, you know, those old folky wooden chairs that you'd find in front of a barn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd like yeah, those kind of chairs. That's what this chair is.
Oh goodness.
So after the heated argument, Audie sat in Busby's favorite chair, whether it was because of a criminal disagreement or Busby's possessiveness over the chair. Busby snapped. He lost it. He bludgeoned Auty to death with a hammer and hid the body over a chair.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Just burn the chair like any other freaking person.
Not surprisingly, Busby was soon arrested, convicted, and sentenced to death.
That's a pretty intense accusation that you got murdered over sitting in your spouse's chair.
Imagine what he would have done if you cut him in line.
Or like cut him off on the freeway. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I know. He'd be like a Dodge owner. Those Dodge or Ram. I think Dodge split off, or Ram is its own brand now.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I think Ram is its own brand. And they're the worst drivers. They're the worst.
Dude, somebody cut me off today.
Objectively, they're the worst.
They cut me off, and then we were at the stoplight next to each other, and I feel like they were wanting to race, but I was like, I'm not going to race you. I'm not going to stoop to your level. And then they didn't race me. I was like, okay, cry me a fucking river.
So you were ready to race?
I was ready to race, but I wasn't going to if they did. I was like, I bet my freaking Ford has way more power, but I don't know. It was a 2500 or whatever.
You might have beat it. I don't know.
But either way, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get up to speed. I'm not gonna go crazy.
You should Homeboy didn't burn out.
No, because then they would have been like, oh, they're just fucking stupid trying to race me after I cut them off.
It's a possibility.
I was just gonna be the bigger person. I figured that would burn a little bit better.
All right, fair enough.
No offense, I guess.
But they ended up cutting you off, so...
They cut me off before I did that.
Oh, before you did that? I don't know about all that then.
I don't know.
Okay, where were we?
Sorry.
Okay, you don't have to be sorry. I'm not cutting you off anymore. No more.
This is going to be the theme for a while.
I know it is. So he got arrested, convicted, and is sentenced to death. So before his execution...
Loki...
Now you're cutting me off, bro.
Loki, yeah, he should be freaking sentenced to death.
Honestly, if
he has that much rage, homeboy just needs to just be out of society.
100%. Like, you sat in my favorite chair.
You son of a bitch.
Let me go find my fucking hammer. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Also, a hammer? That's so intense.
It'd be quick, though. Don't you think?
Would it?
I don't know.
You didn't have to start with
I can't say I have experience.
Yeah, me either. I was just saying, you didn't have to start with anything, like, vital.
Yeah, it's true.
Damn.
I don't know, man. A hammer is, like, wild.
Brutal. It's brutal. It gives me, like, Lizzie Borden vibes, dude.
Lizzie Borden? Who's that?
That chopped her family with an axe.
Oh, yeah. Talk about fucked up, huh? We'll touch back on this.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll come back to it, but I don't think she's technically. I don't think she was ever like proven that she did it.
Okay, well we'll touch back on this at the end of the episode. So, where are we? Before the execution by hanging of Busby, he supposedly cursed the chair, declaring that anyone who sat in it would meet an untimely and often violent death. You might be thinking to yourself, now, what kind of deaths are associated with the chair?
Yes, you said 6, so does she count as 1?
7, supposedly now. No, I didn't even put that together.
No, it's unscary.
The unlucky 7, yeah. So the legend wouldn't really have gone along, persisted, whatever you want to call it, if it wasn't for the weird deaths that followed this chair around. So, the first one is a World War II airman. During World War II, the chair was in a local pub called the Busby Stoop Inn. Allied airmen stationed nearby liked to visit the inn. Several of them sat in the chair before heading out on missions, only to never return. This replaced so often that people started to notice a pattern. Or this repeated so often.
So you're telling me homeboy had an inn named after him?
Yeah, because he worked at that inn.
Oh, okay. That's right.
And then, so this is the second one. This happened around the 1970s. It was a delivery man. A delivery driver.
Been around for a minute, bro.
The whole thing started in the 1800s.
I know.
So, a delivery driver sat in the chair while stopping for a drink. Shortly after leaving, he lost control of his truck and crashed, dying on impact.
Dang.
Kind of funky.
That is funky.
All right.
That is a little spooky.
Number 3, a roofer and a friend. 2 roofers stopped by the same inn, for lunch. One dared the other to sit in the chair. Later that same day, the man who sat in the chair fell to his death from the roof. What a way to go.
That's terrifying.
Okay. Number 4. Maintenance worker. A worker who handled the chair while cleaning reportedly died in a car accident later that day.
You already know, homeboy took a little CD in there.
I guess. Number 5. The owner of the pub, tired of the chair's reputation of the deaths linked to it, donated it to the local museum in Thirsk in the 1970s.
I mean, I would too. I wouldn't want
Seriously.
that. It's a bad. I mean,
bad juju.
Also, I would say it brings in a little bit of a spooky crowd. Maybe like a little bit of some misfit. I don't know. Maybe it's just not. Maybe it just doesn't bring in the crowd he wanted.
Maybe. The museum hung the chair on the wall to ensure no one could ever sit in it again.
I was gonna say, why would you hang out on the wall? But that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
So, actually, there's only 5. So I guess number 6 was Auntie getting bludgeoned to death. So the chair today, you can still visit the chair in the Thirsk Museum in North Yorkshire. It hangs several feet above the ground, completely inaccessible, so nobody can sit in it.
I mean, that's what would make the most sense. Because if it does have some bad juju, I wouldn't want to risk it.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want.
It's like The Conjuring's family, or not family, but like their museum. I was gonna say their family collection, but the museum itself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like them. I don't even know if it's open to the public. Like, because I think we did the Annabelle doll. That's not open to the public.
Where was that?
It's in.
They closed it off, didn't they?
Connecticut, maybe. I think it's in the east. In the east.
That's true.
But they closed it off for a while. I mean, realistically, if something does have that bad of juju, it doesn't need to be around the public.
Right. I agree with you.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's super. I mean, I think it's interesting. Obviously, we're doing a little thing on it, but like, it's interesting enough to just from afar. People who want to be involved in it, homeboy, do you have a death wish? Like, what's going on?
Seriously.
Do you need to talk about it?
Yeah.
You know how easy and accessible therapy and counseling is nowadays?
We're not sponsored, but I feel like I hear BetterHelp every other ad.
Bro, you're telling me
BetterHelp. If you don't like your therapist, fucking switch.
Yeah, they're like,
nobody's gonna care.
You don't like that person? Switch it on over.
Fucking switch.
Oh, you don't like that person you end up getting? Switch it again.
Yeah. Nobody's feelings are hurt except for your own because you can't find somebody you fucking like. BetterHelp. I'm just kidding.
Literally
they will
not
never
sponsored.
They will never sponsor us now.
Dang. Now you just got us on their shit list.
Anyways. So I got a couple questions for you about the podcast. I need your input.
Okay.
A little different than what we've done in the past. So, do you think the curse is real or is it all coincidence?
A lot of them could be coincidence, especially when you said the military people and then they died. I mean,
as much as it sucks,
unfortunately, that's kind of what happens in the military.
It's the line of work, isn't it? Yeah.
And then delivery guy, maybe only because, I mean, you put yourself at risk, right? The more you drive around, the more of like an opportunity that you are into an accident. That's why your insurance asks you how many miles you drive every day, because you're higher risk the more miles you drive. And then
good point.
What was the other
Pretty modern
one? What was the other ones that you had? You had the guy who he dared and then he fell off the roof. I mean, if he's a roofer, that's kind of a high risk trade as well. You have literally fallen off the roof and you weren't even a roofer. You were an HVAC guy.
I know, dude. I remember, it's a core memory sliding off that fucking roof. It seriously is a core memory. Like, I remember just feeling like, okay.
Like just, and I'm free.
Dude, it was actually so fucking
Free
scary.
falling.
Like, imagine you're just. We'll touch on this afterwards. Actually, no, I'll fucking answer it right now. I was up on the roof. I was dropping some vents, like fart fans or whatever you want to call them.
Fart fans? What is that?
You know, vents that come from the bathroom and then vent outside. So,
I guess if you want to call them fart fans, I mean if that's what HVAC people call them, I guess
call them that, or you just say you're dropping the roof, whichever one you want to call it.
Okay, whatever you say.
So I was up there, and it was I volunteered to work on Saturday because I was trying to make some money. And it was me. I can't remember this other guy's name. I want to say his name was Levi, but I can't remember. And I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go drop roof." We were busting through this install, this new construction.
Oh yeah, because this was when you were doing new construction, so you didn't have to work around people. You were just busting.
Yeah, we were busting ass. It was like 10:30. We were almost done, and I was like, "Fuck, we're about to cut in this whole house. Yeah. No problem." Mm-hmm. I was up on the roof, and life hack. If you don't have grippy boots and the whole roof is iced over, what you do is you take little 1/2-inch zip screws, screw them into the bottom of your boots.
I remember you doing that.
And that's the only way you can gain traction. Supposedly. Because I fucking fell off the roof. Anyways, so I was up on the roof and
screwing screws into your shoes.
I fucking... For some reason, I don't know what happened, but my feet went out from under me, and I started sliding. And where the roof meets, like not a hip, what's it called? Where two roof lines meet, it's called a valley.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I was sliding down the valley. Well, lucky for me, right at the end of that valley was my extension ladder that led me on the roof. And I was sliding down this valley, and I remember like, dude, it's clear as day. Like, so clear. I hit the ladder as I was falling. It's only a single story, thank God. But I hit it, and the ladder was falling with the same speed that I was. And it was falling in between my legs. And these houses are like 12 feet, 14 feet above the ground. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy. And I fall, and my nuts hit the ladder because I land with the ladder in between my legs, and I squat to absorb the fall, and I roll out of it. But when I squatted down to land on the ladder, I sack tapped myself so hard, and I rolled out of it, and my nuts hurt really bad. But other than that,
I know you didn't. Did you tell me that same day, or was it like a day after?
I think I told you the same day when I got home.
But you were.
I can't remember.
I was like, you did what?
Yeah. Dude, that was the scariest. My buddy Daniel, you met Daniel.
Yeah.
He fell off a 2-story roof and landed on a stack of plywood.
Oh my goodness, you guys are crazy.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. And then what was another one? What was the other death? I was going through realistic because you asked me if they were a maintenance worker. So I guess I could see how that one's weird because that one's like not a like risky job. He was literally buffing out the wood or something.
It doesn't say. He just said he died.
He just said he was a maintenance worker, cleaning up. I mean, come on, bro. I don't know. That one I can see. I can see it having bad juju.
Yeah.
Like they already have like some high risk jobs, but all like the correlation of it is a little suspicious.
Okay.
So, I'll say it just for shits and giggles. Yeah, I'll say yeah. I believe in it.
Okay. Why do you think that people are drawn to objects that are cursed, even when they know the risks?
I don't know. I just kind of said something about that where it's weird because I could see the fascination with it because you're like, how does something like not living or like it's not an animal, it's literally nothing living.
Yeah.
But yet it has such like even like houses, I would even argue. Like or kind of like an object, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It's maybe not able to be moved, but like why are people so like obsessed with haunted houses and haunted objects? It's just the anomaly of it. Like, it's just so weird. It's so crazy because, yeah, you have, well, think about, I mean, where we're even sitting right now, we're sitting in our garage and there's millions, or not millions, but thousands of objects around us. Just single off objects.
Yeah, you never know
Like,
what could be
you
cursed.
never know what's like kind of holding, but also you think about how you keep objects because they have like value to you and
Sentimental value.
sentimental
That's a good point.
value.
I never thought about it that
So
way.
I wonder if people like almost are attached to it just because they themselves have things that they're attached to. So you're like, I wonder if I could ever be attached to an object, or I wonder if this, or
Interesting. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
for
that's my
sure.
thought process.
Okay. If you were ever offered a large amount of money, would you sit in the chair?
No.
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 Okay.
I don't mess around with that kind of
Million.
stuff.
$1,000,000.
No.
10.
No. No.
100.
No.
Billion.
I don't.
You wouldn't even do it for a fucking billion?
No.
I would do it for a billion.
Of course you would. You leave me alone with our daughter. That's what you would do to me.
To be honest, I'd probably do it for 1 million.
I just feel like
That's all my life insurance policy covers, anyways. So it's a win-win.
a double payout.
It's a fucking double payout, if you ask me.
I just feel like it's just not worth it. Like I would go, like if I would go see it, I wouldn't go sit in it.
Okay. Do you think that the chair? Do you think the chair's curse only activates when someone sits in it, or do you think it could be psychological?
I could see if somebody was maybe more. I could see both. So I could, to a point, I could see if somebody sits in it because that's like a physical like tie to it because um it's kind of like almost like a sickness. Like if you just get sneezed in the face, like yeah, you could more likely get sick. But it also could be like something where through the air where people are more sensitive to those things, it could be more easily attached, especially if that person's going through a hardship or if they're just sensitive to those kind of things. Because I do think some people have more of like an open and I wouldn't say a third eye, but like more believe like
More in tune, maybe.
more in tune with like the supernatural and
Yeah.
kind of things like that. So I would say you either would have to have something like that weakening it, that connection, if you didn't physically sit in it. But it sounds like everybody sits in it that has a rough time.
Right.
So,
So that's pretty much the end of it. But I do have a fun fact to share.
ooh, yes.
So some skeptics believe that the curse could be explained by the pub's popularity with soldiers, airmen, and thrill seekers.
So it's the people who
Groups
could
who
be
are
dead.
inherently taking risks.
Mm-hmm.
So, statistically speaking, the deaths might have been unrelated to the chair,
Which we already kind of said,
right?
yeah.
But does it explain the delivery driver or the roofer?
Those are both like harder jobs, though.
Yeah, but
Well, I wouldn't even say
statistically,
delivery driver wouldn't be. Just because, especially if you said it was in the 70s, it's not like freaking Amazon now where they're driving around 24/7.
yeah, I don't know. It's
You think so?
still, I don't know. I guess anything could be. I don't know.
Anything could be risky, right?
Well, it's just like there could be a chair or a line you stand in. Let's say there's a popular McDonald's that people like to go to in the morning.
Yeah.
All those people hit that McDonald's in the morning, and then let's say they get into an accident, whatever. This guy's a roofer going through getting McDonald's, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is that McDonald's curse because they all went there?
No, I think it could be. I agree. If this is a super popular pub, then it's just based off of off of what is it called?
But it is kind of creepy
It
though.
is kind of creepy. I will say that I'm just kind of intrigued that it's just like all of a sudden he just like killed his wife because she sat in his chair.
It didn't sound like it was a good marriage to
What?
start with.
What?
Yeah, it didn't sound like it was a good place to be.
If you ever were like, I'm gonna kill you because you sat in my chair. First off, we don't have, I guess, specific seating spots.
Oh, we fucking do. I'm just kidding.
You're like, I just
No,
pull
we
up.
do,
You're
bub.
like, I just pull out my hammer every time. I just,
Ting, ting.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, why? Like, why are you so upset? Like, chill out.
Put the hammer away.
Yeah. I'd just be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That is insane. And then, like, was this, did you say it was on the porch?
Yes.
Just
No. I didn't say it was on the
Oh,
porch.
you
I
didn't?
said this was.
I guess
It was
that's
like
where I imagine it.
an old. Yeah, I can see how
imagine
you
it on the
imagined it that way.
porch. I imagine it on the porch, and like the neighbors are just out there, and they just hear it. They're just like, "Oh my god, I don't want to get him. I don't want to mess with this guy."
Yeah. Also.
They're like, "Dang, he's just beating his wife again."
Yeah, with a hammer. God damn, Tommy.
Jeez, 1800s was a different breed. That's
It
all
sure
I'm saying.
was. You done got dinner ready? Don't you dare sit in my chair. There.
I just don't understand. Like, also, like, if that's exactly how it went, what was her thought process? Like, I'm gonna fight with my husband. Like, God, I'm so mad at him. I'm just gonna sit in this chair. Like, what? What? If my dad was a criminal, I would just be like, kill him.
Yeah, and be like,
I would just go over to my
tussle him
freaking.
up a little bit.
I would go over to my dad's house, the freaking mob boss. I'd be like, bro, take him out.
Take him out.
Make it look like an accident.
It's kind of scary.
Let me just freaking. Let me just go sit. You know what? I was gonna piss him off. I'm just gonna go sit in his chair.
I'm gonna sit in his chair. Yeah, I'm gonna shit in his underwear.
I'm not gonna wash his laundry all week.
Yeah.
Like, are you that petty? Like, what the heck?
Maybe.
Yeesh. I don't know. I don't think I could do that. That sounds goofy.
All right. Well, don't sit in my chair.
I won't. I promise. Also, if you don't hear from me again, I sat in Miguel's chair, apparently.
Actually, this is a season finale. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, that's all I have for you.
It was awesome. I love it.
Cool. Well,
the booby chair.
The booby chair.
What was it called?
The Busby.
Busby. I was like, buzzball.
The buzzball chair.
That's all I can think of. So I was like, oh, maybe I should say something else. But booby wasn't much better.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.